Let's pretend it is a 5-minute chart. So we created this high, right? Then we created this high. This high took out that high, and now we have that high. Now, if we're looking at structure, we made a high and then a low. Now, the minute we make a low that's lower than this low, that's no longer considered a low, and we now move to that low. You with me? Now, price makes a high, and then it makes a low, and then it makes a high. We take out that low. Sorry, we take out that high. Price makes a low, comes down, makes a higher low. Where's our low? Our low is here. And then price makes a high, right? And then price does all of this, and then we have a low. Now, if we're looking at structure, structure is this. You with me? This is all noise in a market. And you need to try cut out all of this as much as possible. And how do we do that? We go to a higher time frame. Now, on the higher time frame, right, this is the trend, right? Let's say we are still bullish, right? This is the trend. Now, you see, if we go from a 5-minute to a 1 hour, it's going to look more like that, because all of this noise is in between the higher time frame structure. You with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Now I want to go to a live chart. Okay. Let's get into this. Can you all see my chart?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can see it.
Now, look at the structure. Can you all see that structure?
Yes, sir.
You can see.
Now, this is a low. And this is a high. Right? So we have the high and the low of the market. But what is price doing?
It's in a bearish move, not bearish, bullish. Creating a higher.
Can you see that? Now, if we run to a lower time frame, we're on a daily now. Let's go to a 4-hour. Can you see the difference?
Much more information.
100%. And that's why I'm saying that the lower time frame will give you more noise. More information means more noise. You with me?
Yep.
With you.
But
So-
Marco,
Like,
Sorry,
yeah.
does more noise, is that a good thing or a bad thing in our case?
Well, it depends on, you know, how you're analyzing, or rather what you're analyzing. Now, if you're analyzing gold or something with high volume, you're trying to cut out as much noise as possible. You understand? That's why I wouldn't suggest anybody going to a 1 minute time frame or a 5 minute time frame if you're trying to swing a market. You're just going to, you know, get yourself into a lot of trouble. That's more for an end of day trader or a scalper, someone who's running in the market for a good 10 minutes and wants to get out, capitalize, and leave. All right. We're on the same page, yeah? So if we look at the structure, like I said, there is minor structure within the major structure outcome, yeah? You with me? Guys, I don't know what that noise is in the background, but yeah.
Marco.
Mute all of the mic, them, Marco. Mute the mic, them.
Yes. Now, let's go to a 1 hour time frame. Now, let's take the lowest this market's gone, which is here. Right? So we're going to identify this, let's say, as the lowest this market's gone, and we will then identify this as the highest this market's gone within this leg. Right. Now, let's look at the structure foundation here quickly. Now, can you see that price made this high, right? And then it made a low. And then price made a high, and then a low, and then a high, and then a low, and then a high, and then a low. And this is just very confusing, right? Wouldn't it have been easier if we understood what I just showed us, that I showed you, and price made a high, and then price made a low, right? And then price made a high, and then price made a low, and then price made a high, and then price made a low, and then price made a high, price made a low, price made a high, price made a low. Yes? You see how I've cut out all this noise? Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Now,
Yes. Yep.
if we go back to my 4 hour time frame, can you now see that we have less noise? Now over here, look at that noise, but look at how this noise, right, reacts to the 1 hour time frame. Or rather, like I said, the 1 hour time frame will lead to the 4 hour, right? So look at this high, and then this low. This high, this low. Even here, we made a higher high and a low and then even higher high, and then a low. Now, at the end of the day, right? Can you all see the trend?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mark.
Yep.
Now, can we all see the trend?
Yes.
Yes, Marco.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Now, since we can all see the trend, how about a situation like this? Let's just take this into consideration. But the only difference now is I want you to look at this on a time frame like this. Does this make sense to you?
No, Mark.
There's too much.
No, it has a lot going on.
I don't even know if markets up, down, consolidating.
100%. This is just noisy. You wouldn't know what the hell is going on, right? You'd be so confused, you'd be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Now, like I said, we're trying to cut this out. So in order to cut the noise out, what do? We look at the trend. So even over here, I'd be confused. I'd be like, okay, price made a high, and then a low, and then a high, and then a low, and then a high. And then a low, and then price failed to make another new high. I can still read the trend. You get me? I can still read that, you know, price is still obviously bullish, right? But the problem is, guys, please mute your mic. Now, I'm not going to teach if you guys are not going to mute your mic. Say.
Yo, dude, mute your mic.
Marco, can you not mute all our mics there by your side?
I'm trying to respond to you.
Galaxy IO3 Co, please mute.
Galaxies, yo. Jeez. Next time this happens, I'm going to kick you out the room. It's not even a joke. We're all here to learn. And we're not going to take learning process away from anybody because somebody can't stick to the rules. I'm going to kick you out the next time anything like this happens again. We're here to learn, and we're here to learn only. Not here to have conversations with family members. I don't need to hear that. We're here to learn. The next time, I will kick you out and you will miss this class. That's a promise. All right, good. Right, so like I was saying, look at this 5-minute chart. It's just noisy, right? It's just noisy. You wouldn't be able to see whether what price was going up or down or what was happening. You understand? Because we're looking at price making a high, and then, like I taught you, and then a low, and then price making a higher high. But here, you know, we're getting ups.
Is it only muted on
Higher
my
time frame. All I want you guys to do is go to a higher time frame. If it's a 15-minute time frame and it makes more sense to you, bingo. You understand? To me, this makes more sense now. and I just went up one time frame higher. You understand? This makes more sense to me. However, though, if it still doesn't make sense to you, go to a higher time frame. Try go to a 30 minutes. Understand? Can you see it's starting to make more sense to you, right?
Yep.
100%. So, in order for us to cut out all the noise, right? What we want to do is just go to a higher time frame. So that's it. You just basically want to go to a time frame where it starts making sense to you. For me now, the 1 hour is starting to make sense to me. Why? Because as a person who understands structure, right, I can now see that high, low, high, low, high, low. Yes? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And all this
Yep.
is identifying to us is the trend. The trend being
Uptrend.
an uptrend. We're on the same page.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this is basically structure. Now let's go back to the notes. Market structure is the behavior. What's the behavior? How the market behaves with price. So the behavior is price going up, down, up, down, up. You agree with me?
Yes.
Yep.
What are the
Yeah.
conditions? What are the conditions that it's making higher highs and higher lows? Yes? What's the flow of the market? It is
Bullish.
bullish. Can you see how this is all making sense to you now?
Yeah.
Yep.
It now
Yes.
highlights support and resistance, and that's what we're going to get into now. So-
Marco, can you
Yeah.
please repeat what you just said now with defining market structure and showing on the chart now? Can you please repeat that? The behavior, the
So-
condition, and stuff.
Yeah. Market structure is the behavior. What is the behavior here? The behavior is that price is moving within sequence of higher highs and higher lows. Price is moving bullish. What is the behavior? The behavior is that it's behaving in a bullish behavior. You with me?
Yeah.
What is the conditions? It's respecting the highs and the lows. What is the flow of the market? It is bullish. Now, when we talk about support and resistance, we talk about these type of levels where after price has a situation where price starts to fall, right? Price starts to make on a lower time frame, right? Price starts to make highs and then lower highs and then even a lower high, right? This is an exhaustion phase where price is taking a breather before getting momentum to make a higher high.
High.
You with me? So this is called resistance. Why is this called resistance? It's resisting price from going any lower. So if we look over here, we drew this line, price can't go any lower than this line. There is a resistance there. You with me?
Isn't it support?
Over here, resistance has turned to support.
Okay, okay.
But what I'm saying is, right, there is a resistance to price. And that's why there is a support barrier that supports price from going lower and continuing to go higher. Hence, a resistance turns into a support, and then price continues going in its original nature, and therefore price continues to go bullish. Yeah? So all I'm trying to do is just show you how it all adds up. Now we've got swing levels. Where's your swing levels? Your swing levels are at this high and this low. Now, why are these swing levels? Because the market changed directions at this level, right? The market changed its direction at this level. When price got to this high, right, it changed direction and started going down. We started having a decrease in price. And then at this low, price changed direction. And then what happened? We started making higher highs and higher lows, meaning that price was starting to go back in the original direction it was going to. This was just a phase that it went through in order for price to get into a discount, in order to buy premium. And it doesn't make sense to you right now, but it will as we get deeper into the mentorship and you start understanding premium and discount and so forth. But what I'm trying to do is just show you how everything starts with structure. That's what I'm trying to show you here. Everything starts with structure. Can you see that? Can everybody see that? So if we have to go back to
Yes.
our notes, market structure is the behavior and conditions and current flow of the market, which I've just shown you. It highlights support and resistance levels, which I just showed you. It also shows you your swing highs and your swing lows, which I just showed you, right? It also shows you the trend, which we've been going through and I've been showing you, right? And the trend is simply a consistent direction of price movement over time. Now, when we talk about over time, we talk about a situation where if I can go to a daily, we're still seeing trend. Yeah? We're still seeing the trend of the market. Nothing's changed. You with me?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm trying to identify here and show you is that everything I speak of all started with the foundation, which was structure. We needed to understand structure because the market structure would lead you to the conditions and the current flow of the market. It will also lead you to understanding the highs and the lows, as well as support and resistance, as well as trend, as well as the trend movement over time. Are you with me?
Yes.
With you.
So if we have to go back now and I have to say, listen, how do we identify a trend? What are you going to tell me? In fact, hold on.
Markup.
Hold on. I want you guys to identify a bullish trend for me. What are we looking for? What are the conditions we're looking for here?
Market
So you look for
higher
a
low.
series of higher
Higher
highs
highs.
and higher lows.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the market keeps creating highs and failing to take out lows.
Right. Which means that we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. Simple.
Higher lows.
Simple as that. Let's not confuse it. Let's not justify it. Simple as that. We're looking for higher highs and higher lows. What is that showing you? The trend being bullish. nothing more. Now, are we getting it? Again, guys, are we getting it here? Look at the chart. Are we getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at this. We are, right? We're getting a
Yes.
high,
Yep.
a low,
And
a high,
High. A low.
high and low,
High.
high,
Yeah,
high, high, low.
High.
Right? So we already understand that price is bullish. Correct? Now,
yes.
how do I know when there's a bearish trend?
When the low is taken out.
When the market takes out the higher low.
Okay? Then what are we looking for? What are the
We're looking
conditions?
for sell.
It's
We're looking for
lower
lower
highs
low.
and lower
And
lows.
lower highs.
Lower highs and lower lows.
Lower lows.
Simple.
Low.
Don't confuse yourself. Simple as that.
Yes.
We're looking for
lower
a
highs and
situation
lower
where we're looking for a situation where price makes this low. Let's say price then makes a high that fills that high, and then price takes out that low. That is now showing me that structure has changed. One, the trend is about to change. Two, why? Because now we've taken out a low. There's no way that we can go make a high. Now I'm expecting price to start making lower highs and taking out the lows. A lower high and taking out the lows. A lower high and taking out the lows.
Taking the low.
Now the trend is bearish. So we have a bearish trend and we have a
Down
bullish trend. We're on the same page.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Amoko, can I ask?
Yeah.
You see that that low that failed to take out the high.
What's that?
Can you hear me? Do you see the low that
Yeah.
failed to take out the high? After that low gets taken out, is that a valid what do you call it? Is a valid what can I call it? A valid
Lower low.
trend shift. Or price has to take out the low below it.
No. So what we're looking for is, let's say price came from this low, created this high. Price came back, created a low. Then price came back and created a high, and then created a low. We are in the right avenue to be at a point where we can say the conditions are being that's the word I want to use here. Respected.
Okay.
Now, that's a low. Either price makes a higher high, or it fails to take out the high, which means that there is a decrease in price, which means that the buyers are no longer in charge, and we're just waiting for them to approve themselves not being in charge. And how do they do that? They take out the low.
So is that a trend change?
That's a trend change, 100%. So that's confirmation that I need in order to say that we can now expect price to give us conditions that show a bearish trend.
Okay.
Now, let's
So
look at
what
this.
happens
Let's
if
look at, hold on, guys. Hold on, I'm not done. let's look at that on a bearish trend. See how price made this high, then the low, then a high, then a low, a high, then a low, a high. Look how price takes out that low. Can you see that?
Perfect sense, yeah.
Mics, please mute mics.
Price takes out that low, and then price makes a high that fails the previous high, that now shows us that the sellers are now in charge and we can expect lower highs and obviously lower lows. Yeah.
Marco, can I just mention that I'm seeing something with the support and the resistance, but I'm not going to mention anything until you get to the thing.
Okay. Guys, we have 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so Mark, I've got a question over on my side. So you see there where by the support and resistance level, so it took out the higher low. Now it went back to the support and resistance line, and it didn't take out the higher high before that. Now, is it then obviously going to, not at all times, but going to take out the higher low before that and not exceed the higher high when coming from the resistance?
Yes.
Perfect. Thanks for that.
All right. So, does everybody understand structure?
Yes, boss.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Much better.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we all on the same page? So next week when Ali comes in, we can go forth and teach what needs to be taught. Everybody understands structure. This is the basics. We need to understand this in order to understand anything more that we're going to teach you in this mentorship.
I'm going to know what swing point or what
What is the what?
I'd like to know which swing point or which high and low should we take into consideration when determining it was taken or not.
It doesn't matter. So it's as simple as this. If we have a high over here, anything higher than that high is considered a higher high. So that would be a new high. Now we have this high. Anything that takes out that high would be considered a higher high. Now we have this high. Anything that takes out that high would be considered a higher high. Now we have this high. Anything that takes out that high will be considered a higher high. You're getting my drift, right?
Yeah.
Yes?
I understand that part, but what low do I now choose to decide that this is now the low that has to be taken for us to now know that we are going
If you
down?
looked over here, if you looked over here, see, if you want to really understand this, right, then you could go to a lower time frame. Now, I'm saying that price took out, right, this low when it came down over here. So this was the high, and that was a low, and that was a high, and that was a low. Now, if we go to a lower time frame, it will prove itself. Hence, I said the lower time frame will lead to the higher time frame. Yeah. Can you see that? Can you see that? So here price made this high, right? And then price made this low. And price made this high and it took out the low. Right? However, though, price made this high, price made this low in order to create that high. So that was the first low that got taken out.
Is this the internal low?
Yes. Now, if we go back to the daily, exactly where I showed you, that's where price took out the low. See that? You with me? So if you can't see which low, go to a lower time frame, because the lower time frame is going to lead up to the higher time frame. All right, guys, that's it. I hope everybody understands structure. We'll see you guys next week.